Hi, I'm Sylvester, and I don't really know what I'm doing, but that's fine because makeup isn't about following rules. Makeup is about self-expression, you know? It's about doing what you want, man, so that's what I'm doing. Starting with this Rimmel London full coverage foundation, not sponsored by Rimmel London, but I wish I was. I do enjoy their makeup quite a bit. It is in my price range, and it is quite good. This foundation is too light for my skin tone, so I'm kind of using it a bit like a highlighter, putting it on top of my cheekbones, underneath my eyebrows, all up on my eyelid also, and forehead, nose, and that's pretty much it. And now I'm just kind of blending it onto my face so it doesn't look so blotchy. Now I'm gonna go in with this Stay Matte powder, also from Rimmel London, and I'm just gonna put this all over my face just to kind of seal in that foundation and to even out the skin tone. I'm using this floofy brush here. I'm not sure if this is the brush that you're supposed to use with this powder, but again, makeup's not about following rules. Makeup is about doing your own thing, man. As long as you like it and as long as you think you look good, then it's good. Makeup can be whatever you want it to be, you know? Now, I have these freckles here, and I really like them. I think they add personality. So, because I put foundation over top of them, I'm just gonna go in with some brown powder and this eyeshadow brush here, and I'm gonna try to very lightly put my freckles back on my face, make them visible again. By making them visible. You know what I mean. You get what I'm saying, right? You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Now I'm gonna take this same brush and I'm gonna just fill in my eyebrows with that same brown powder. I'm using the Magnifies Thunderstorm edition, again, from Rimmel London. I just really enjoy their makeup. I just think it's good. So anyway, I'm taking this thin little brush here and I'm just going in between my eyebrow hairs, making my eyebrow look a little bit fuller. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Now I'm gonna take this slanted brush here and I'm gonna take that same brown powder and I'm gonna go in and do my eyebrows again, but I'm just kind of just giving them a little bit more shape, kind of outlining them a little bit with this slanted brush, and then on the inner parts I'm doing just tiny little strokes to kind of mimic the look of eyebrow hairs. Just tiny little strokes so that it's not this super hard edge on the end of my brows, if you know what I'm saying. Alright, and I'm also going to fill in my mustache a little bit with the same technique of doing tiny little strokes to try to mimic the look of hairs, just to make my mustache look a little bit fuller. Alright, and now I'm taking this big flat brush here, and I'm taking some brown contour powder from this contour palette that I've had forever from Sephora. I know they say you're supposed to throw out your makeup after, I don't know, a year or two, but I've had this contour powder for a long time and I don't intend on throwing it out. I am a cheap ass bitch and I'm gonna use it until there's nothing left. So anyway, do as I say, not as I do. You should probably not use super old makeup, but anyway, I'm just taking this contour powder, this dark brown contour powder, and I'm gonna fill in my beard as much as I can here. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I've been seeing this trend, this lip trend, and I'm not gonna do it because I don't know if I can pull it off. I'm not sure how it would look with a beard, but I've noticed a lip trend where people will put foundation or concealer along the outer edges of their lips and kind of blend it onto their lips so it looks like there's like no line between where the lip ends or the mouth ends and the skin around the mouth begins. It's just the lip line is completely covered and just fades into the face. Again, I'm not gonna do that today, but I just wanted to acknowledge that trend because I have noticed it. Another trend I've noticed is lots and lots of blush, just blush for days. Lots of blush on top of the cheekbone, but also people are using blush to kind of contour. They're using blush as contour powder these days. Just way more blush than I'm used to. I'm gonna try to resist the urge to completely blend it out because I don't know, when I have a lot of blush on my face, I feel like it doesn't look right, and so then I just blend it until it looks like there's no blush at all. But again, the trend these days is lots and lots of blush, so I'm gonna do my best to fight my instincts to blend it all out, and I'm just gonna put just all the blush on my face. So I'm using this Rimmel London Mini Power Palette, Eye, Lip, and Cheek, and I'm going in with the pink there that has almost been used up, and again I'm using this big floofy brush that I used for the matte powder, and I'm just gonna, as I said, put this blush absolutely everywhere. I'm just gonna blush the crap out of my face, just like all up on the temple, kind of down below the cheekbone as well, just like this, where it's just so much blush, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know why we think this looks good right now, but this is what people think looks good right now. So no offense to you if you think this looks good, but again, to me, it just reminds me of the 80s when people would have just like a strip of blush on their face, you know? And that look hasn't, I guess that look has come back in a way, but like it's even more severe than it was in the 80s. It's just more blush than there was in the 80s, and I didn't think we could reach a point where we'd have more blush than what we wore in the 80s. I say I wasn't alive in the 80s, but like, generally speaking, there was a very blush-centric makeup look in the 80s, and we've returned to that, as it seems. And a little bit of blush on the tip of the nose, too, just for that kind of like button nose effect, I suppose. Again, we're just kind of putting blush everywhere these days. I mean, I naturally have a very red face, and so when I do makeup, I'm trying to cover up the redness of my face. And so when I put a lot of blush on, I guess to me it feels wrong, because it's like usually I'm trying to make my face less red, and now I'm trying to make my face more red, and it goes against every instinct that I have, man. Now I'm gonna take this little slanted brush again, and I've wiped it off, so hopefully there's no brown powder left on it, and I'm going to do like a winged liner, but instead of using eyeliner, I'm going to be using this same color of pink that I used for the blush. I'm going to do just like a tiny little wing on either side of, or on at the outer corner of my eye. I guess where else would you do a wing? You could do a kind of like a pointed on the inner corner, but I don't know if that's called a wing. You know, when you do the little pointed eyeliner on the inner corner of your eye. I don't know what that's called, but anyway, whatever. I'm doing a little wing out of pink. Pink wing. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test. There, does that even show up on camera? I'm not entirely sure, but it is kind of subtle. Expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next? And I'm gonna take this little eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to take that same pink, and I'm gonna kind of fill in the outer corners of my eyes, being sure not to go past where the wing is. Like I'm gonna fill inwards. I don't know if I'm explaining this very well, but I'm doing the inner corner of my eye, and I'm trying to not go past. I mean, I'm just repeating what I just said. I'm filling out the outer corner of my eye. I'm filling out the outer corner of my eye. I'm just filling in the mirror. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm just filling in the outer corner of my eye. I'm just doing, yeah. And I'm kind of going up into the crease too a little bit here. Alright, back to the Thunderstorm palette. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I have a vision in my head like I usually do when I start doing makeup. I have an idea of what I'm going for, but it rarely ever turns out the way I imagine it will in my brain. So I guess it remains to be seen whether or not this is going to work out. But I'm going to take this dark green and I'm going to do essentially a cut crease. So just a straight line from the top of where that little pink wing ends all the way across, not all the way across, but kind of like a little bit past where my, like, and not, it just, I'm gonna do a cut crease, but like a half cut crease, It's not gonna go all the way to the inner corner of my eye. Okay, perfect. Now I'm gonna go back with, actually no, I'm gonna use this brush here, and I'm gonna take this light purple kind of color from the Thunderstorm palette, and I'm going to fill in the inner part of my eyelid underneath that cut crease and kind of blend it into the pink that's in the outer corners there. And then I'm gonna take the sparkly pink from this same palette, and I'm just going to do the very inner corner of my eye with that. Going back to that slanted brush, I'm going to do under eyeliner with the same dark green that I did for the cut crease, and but I'm not going to put it the whole way along. I'm going to put it along my lash line on the bottom lid, but I'm not going to go all the way to the inner corner. Again, I'm just kind of going to fade it out. And once again, I'm going to use that same slanted brush, but I'm going to take the black or the very dark gray of this Thunderstorm palette, and I'm going to go along my top lash line, sort of using this as like eyeliner. And using that same dark charcoaly color, I'm just going to connect the cut crease to the inner corner of the eye. Just make a little line right there. And then mascara. I've noticed that eyelashes have gotten real big, just very natural looking makeup, but with like really, really intense eyelashes. Eyelash extensions seem to be pretty popular these days. But I'm not gonna get eyelash extensions. I'm just gonna use a whole bunch of mascara and try to make my eyelashes look as big and voluminous as I possibly can. Sorry about that, my camera stopped recording. Hopefully you didn't miss too much. The last thing I'm gonna do are the lips. I'm gonna go in with this rounded brush here, and I'm gonna use the same pink that I used for my eyes and my cheeks for the blush. I'm gonna use that same blush color on my lips, because that is something I've also noticed a bit of a trend, is versatile makeup. Makeup that can be used all over your face. Blush, eyeshadow, and lip color powder. So again, I'm just gonna do that same pink, and I'm just gonna brush that right on my lips. And there you go, that's the finished look. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. Ta-da! Well, that's all. Thank you for watching. You have a great day. Stay frosty. Bye.